Man, when I read that Tiger Woods has ruptured his Achilles tendon, my mouth dropped open and I just shook my head. He's a golfer. Golfers don't rupture their Achilles. I've never heard of a golfer rupturing his or her Achilles. I'm sure it's happened somewhere, but I've never heard of it. And I've certainly never heard of a golfer rupturing his or her Achilles while playing golf. It just never, ever happens. But this, ladies and gentlemen, by my unofficial count, is Tiger's 13th surgery before he turns 50 years of age next December 30th. Golfers don't have 13 surgeries, and so many of them have been self-inflicted that when I read he ruptured his Achilles, it actually hurt me. Because, yeah, Tiger Woods is a golfer, but he's not just any golfer. He's arguably the greatest golfer ever, and it's arguable because he's suffered so many, mostly self-inflicted injuries. 13 surgeries have cost him so many tournaments, so many runs at so many majors, and now as he approaches 50, Tiger Woods is stuck on 15 majors. Jack Nicklaus, great player. I'm a big fan. What a great clutch putter was he. But Tiger was a little more clutch. But Jack Nicklaus has 18 majors. So it's 18 to 15. And I think that's going to be the final forever score. Because I'm here to tell you, as big a Tiger fan as I have become over the years, as I became over the years, he's not going to win another major because he just doesn't have the body to win another major after his unofficial 13th surgery on his Achilles tendon. Are you kidding me? So I hark back to what Hank Haney, his former coach, wrote in his book, The Big Miss, about Tiger. This is back in 2008 when it really started to unravel for Tiger. He got bored with winning major championships. He wanted to emulate and follow in the footsteps of his father. He wanted to become a military man. He wanted to become a Navy SEAL. And he was such a big deal at that point that Tiger could just snap his fingers and open doors into Naval SEALs training that nobody could have opened except for Tiger Woods in 2007 and 8. And he went on training missions with the Navy SEALs. And he was running distance in Army boots, according to Hank Haney. And on one maneuver with the Navy SEALs, they invaded some house. Again, it's playing, but it's for real. It's their hearts are in it, and it's dangerous because of the heavy movement in the dark. They invaded a house, and Tiger tripped and fell and tore his ACL, which plagued him all the way up through that U.S. Open that he won against Rocco Mediate at Torrey Pines, a Monday playoff. And then he needed complete ACL reconstruction, but he'd already had the knee drained a couple of times. He'd already had cartilage scoped out of the knee before that. And then it started to unravel for Tiger. And he had a bulging disc, and he had a facet joint issue, and then he had Achilles tendonitis, probably off the Navy SEALs maneuvers, and he had more left knee tendonitis and issues, and then he had an MCL strain in his left knee, all in his left knee, Achilles strain on the left side, more Achilles, more back. I'm going up to 2014, April 2014, he missed his first ever Masters for back surgery. Now, a lot of golfers do have back issues. Some have elbow issues. Some have wrist issues that do require surgery. But once upon a time, Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer predicted that Tiger Woods, after he broke through in 97, won his first Masters, that he would win more Masters, they predicted together, than those two had won combined. Nicklaus won 6, Arnie won 4. So they had 10 combined. Tiger wound up with 5 because Tiger self-destructed. He should have owned the Masters. He should have won 11 or 12. He was that great, and that golf course was such fodder for him. It was such lunch, dinner for him. He had back surgery, missed his first Masters in 2014. Then he had more back issues later that year in August. Then remember when his glutes wouldn't fire and he had back spasms. That was 2015. Then he had his first microdiscectomy surgery in 2015. I got a long list here. He had another back surgery in 2015. Missed the Masters again with back issues, more back spasms. Missed his third Masters in 4 years with back issues. That was 2017. Then he had more back surgery, 2017. He had surgery on his left knee again in 2019. He had his 5th microdiscectomy surgery, his 5th in 2021. And then came that fatal day, February 23rd of 2021, after the tournament that bears his name out here in Los Angeles. Remember, he's driving downhill. I don't know if he was on painkillers. I don't know what happened, but he lost touch, lost, I guess, consciousness. Achieved speeds going downhill of between 84 and 87 miles an hour. Didn't touch the brake, went across the median. I have no idea how he walked away from that. He didn't exactly walk away, but he lived to tell. But it just tore his right leg all to pieces. Right leg and ankle. It required 2 years later another big ankle surgery, 2023. Then he needed more low back surgery in 24. And finally, the Achilles that has plagued him his entire career burst. And I'm thinking, how did that happen? It's very uncommon for Achilles to rupture doing gym exercises like leg machine exercises. It happens every once in a while. Maybe it happened to Tiger, but it's very, very uncommon. So was he running outside? Was he running some distance to get in shape? Some people thought he was going to play this week's Players, but get in shape for the Masters again? Maybe he just likes to run. He got bored with winning majors and wanted to be a Navy SEAL. I think he's addicted to exercise. So am I. I know the feeling. I know what it feels like to you just can't miss a gym workout or a run. I ran today. Still going strong. I'm a lot older than Tiger, but I pay for it. I ice every night. I'm sure he's got ice all over his body. But was he out kicking around a soccer ball with his kids? I don't know. Usually Achilles rupture when you're in motion, and they're the weirdest, strangest, most inexplicable injury in all of sports. You just never know why. We've seen so many in football where a quarterback, a Dan Marino, Randall Cunningham, just running in space, just running away from the play, and it just pops and goes, and they look down like somebody just shot me in my calf. Nope, you just ruptured your Achilles. Poor Tiger. I mean, so much of it's self-inflicted, but some of it's just bad luck and bad breaks. And yet I look back at Jack and Arnie, great players that they were. I don't remember them ever having one surgery before they were 50 years of age. I know Jack's had some recently in his dotage, in his elderly years. My God, they didn't have any surgeries. Golfers just don't really have many surgeries. And then we look at the Mount Rushmore of performers, of athletes of stature, of magnitude. Oh, I could go on and on. I'm just thinking of guys here of late who are sort of Rushmore-esque. And it's obviously Jordan and Brady, and I'll throw LeBron up there just on sheer longevity, king performance, and leading scorer in the history of the NBA. And then Tiger of recent magnitude. Those four, obviously Ali from back in the day. But I'm talking about, think about this. Of those four, Jordan ever have any surgeries? No, he broke his leg. He had a left foot fracture his second year, and he didn't have surgery for it. He just let it heal and came back at the end of the year and scored 63 in the playoffs at Boston Garden. No surgeries that I'm aware of. Tom Brady had one knee surgery, ACL tear. Remember, it was the opening game in 2000, what was it? Was it 8 or 9? But it was his 9th season. Remember the opening game, and he missed his 9th season. Okay? But after that, no surgeries that I'm aware of. LeBron bleeping James. Maybe he's had something that he kept from the media, but I don't know it. Help me out here. I don't know LeBron having one surgery in his career. He's 22 years in. He has the occasional soft tissue. He's fighting with the groin right now. I don't think it's anything serious. But I'm knocking on wood. I hate to even talk about this. No knee surgery, no shoulder surgery, no Achilles surgery for LeBron bleeping James. That's extraordinary. That's a thank you, God. Thank you, NBA injury gods. I'm knocking on wood. I don't even like to talk about it. But think about that. LeBron James, also born on December 30th. Not one surgery. Tiger Woods, 13 by, maybe I've missed a couple here, but 13 by my unofficial count, surgeries, and he's yet to turn 50 years of age. How could that be? It's just so hard on my psyche because it just makes me wonder, how great could Tiger Woods have been if he had been Jack and Arnie and had no surgeries, or been LeBron and had no surgeries, or been Brady and had one surgery, or been Jordan and had no surgeries? How great could he have been? What if he didn't have any surgeries? What if he had minor wrist and elbow issues, a little back pain here and there that he could manage, stretching and icing, and maybe an occasional cortisone shot if necessary? What if that had been all? Could he have won 25 majors? Could he have won 30 majors? What if he had been consumed with winning majors at any cost, where he's going to protect at every turn winning the next major, winning, not that I ever questioned his desire to win it once he got there, but what if he had said, my life is dedicated to winning 30 majors? Could he have won 30? Probably. He was that great and that willful. He could will himself the way Arnie and Jack could will themselves, but he had more talent. He could will balls in the hole the way Arnie and Jack did, except he was just a little more gifted than they were. And don't get me started on how he broke through in 1997 and Nike did the ads of, I am Tiger Woods and I am Tiger Woods. And we still don't have, of note, any black golf, not any. Don't even get me started on that. This man is as rare as they've ever come down the pike, as rare as ever. And don't get me started on this. What if Tiger had been like so many other athletes I've known and covered, so many stars who messed around on their wives? They had a side piece here, side piece there. They cheated here, they cheated there. And maybe the wife knew, maybe she didn't, but she just kind of looked the other way because he was a great father. And it just kind of went on. And nobody was the wiser, and there was no upheaval in said superstar's life or with wife. And Tiger, obviously, what if on Thanksgiving night of 2009, what if Elin hadn't blown up at him? What if she hadn't found out that he was rampantly cheating on her? What if it hadn't hit the media that Tiger was just brazenly cheating on his wife? What if in late 2010, what if he hadn't had to undergo sex addiction rehab? Remember that? He went to Mississippi for that. He was there for 6 weeks. Think how much that cost him in just emotional pain and trauma and distraction. What if that hadn't happened? What could Tiger Woods have been? My God, could have been it. And yet and still, I'm sure the golf media as we speak, is devastated right now because Tiger Woods is still by far the biggest attraction. I'm a huge golf fan. He's still by far the biggest attraction in golf. You can throw at me Scotties and Rorys and all, blah, 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 blah. Bryson's, Lives and this and that. It's Tiger. Everybody waits for Tiger. Everybody is waiting for that rite of spring. Is Tiger going to play the Masters or not? He's not. He ruptured his Achilles. That's impossible. But he did. And he's still it in golf as he approaches 50 years of age. I'll watch him play putt-putt golf. I'll certainly watch him and his son play when they tee it up together. I don't know. It hurt me today. You ruptured your Achilles tendon, and now, in the end, I sit back and I have to reflect and ache about what might have been and what never was.